Y'all,
Right.
That's much better.
it's one
Yeah.
way. One.
Is it better?
Yeah, it's better.
Much better. You ready?
I feel like y'all would be lying to me. All
We're
right?
not
Like, just
lying.
give me the
Looks
report.
so good.
All right.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All
Got
right.
it. Let's do it.
Okay, get your microphone over there. Here we go.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Rita Boom. I am here tonight with Ms. Anonymous and Misty. Period. And welcome, ladies. How are we feeling tonight? Oh my God, we got more people in the room. Anybody care to introduce who these two fine young ladies might be?
I
Oh,
would love to.
cool.
All right. So tonight, to wrap up the family saga, we have my youngest daughter, Anna, and we have my oldest daughter, Abby. And they are going to tell you what it was like living with a mom who was completely off the rails.
Really an intervention for you two. Hi, ladies. but nice to see you again, Anna. Nice to meet you, Abby. Welcome to the podcast. First, I just want to start off by saying your mom is amazing. You should be very proud of her. I don't care how much she screwed up your childhood. You should be proud of her now.
She's still that shit.
Don't forget, Kelly was a part of it too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Always blaming mom, you know?
Okay, so wait, she's got three. What happened to the other one? What happened? She's not here.
We'll let her on.
Y'all didn't do anything to her is what I'm saying.
We forgot to invite her.
I know she's the middle child, and like I told you, I am too. So I'm just making sure she's alive because my sister probably would have killed me. Anyway, what we're going to do is remember the Dr. Phil thing where you had the whole family. So we've had the mom and the dad and the sister and the who and the hell else. So we got her daughters. It's all in the family with Misty and her oldest Abby, her youngest Anna. And what I want to know, Rita, we're going to take turns, and Misty, you can too.
Gee, thanks.
You're welcome.
Mom, you're allowed to talk to your children.
Tell me what she was like growing up, as far as from your eyes to the gambling, because I know she was an awesome mother. So I want to know what it was like as the kid.
Go ahead, Abby.
I mean, as a kid, she was always fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we never really had a problem when we were kids, you know? I mean, we grew up, we didn't have a bunch of money, but like, that didn't fucking matter, you know?
Did she ever share her gambling with you? Did you know she was gambling?
When I was like little, no, I had no idea. I had no clue, but I don't know how bad it was when I was little. I don't know if it was an issue. So I don't think, was it?
Was it?
No, it wasn't terribly bad. I was a gambler and I really enjoyed gambling. It wasn't a huge issue to where I was funneling everything I had into it until you guys were older.
I was about to say, I didn't think it was a problem until like my teenage years.
Yep. I think, what did you say, like the last 5 years, Misty, when it was
Off the fucking rails.
Yeah, because how could you, I mean, with three girls as close as they are and all the basketball and softball, I'm sort of a coach. I swear I pay attention. So, okay, so Abby, Anna, what do you think about Anna?
Honestly, for a while, I did not even know, like, at all. Probably till I was like 12, 13 years old. No idea.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely no clue. So it really didn't bother me until I probably turned 13, maybe 14. And then like when I started working and having my own money is kind of like when I realized that it was like an issue. Because I was like, this is like the kind of money we could have because I know I have it. And I'm 15 years old with my first job.
Mm-hmm.
That's about where I was when I was 17, I think. Right at 17, maybe 18.
Wow. Okay. That just, the only person that stood by me was my daughter and my daughter. And I can't ask her these kind of questions. So Man, I really appreciate you putting it out there, your heart out there, and just not only just so I can kind of see it, it gives me the courage of maybe to ask her some. So I really do appreciate y'all coming on here, all kidding aside. You know, I love your mom. So just wanted to get that out of the way. Okay, I've got another question, but you go ahead. Who's next?
I'll go next.
All right.
First of all, I want to thank you, ladies, for coming on. Everybody else we invited onto the podcast to be part of the series either said no or blocked us after we made contact with them. So we're really glad you called us back. I just want to say I love the saying. My mom used to say it all the time. A son is a son until he takes a wife, but a daughter's a daughter the rest of their life. And I mean, she's got 3 of you guys. That's awesome, you know. And that you guys all stand by each other, and I've seen it. You guys are a very tight family. There's a lot of love. So that you aren't that scarred, which is good. I was just saying, yes. I was going to start off the question with how many times were you left abandoned at the underground CD betting parlors? But we'll save that question for last. I actually,
that was funny.
thanks.
No, because I know there were times because we would go and I'd be like, "Mom, I'm out of money. Like, bitch, can we leave?" And she's like, "No, another $40."
Demanding your money.
Oh my God. How often did you sell you down the river?
It smells like Newport's in here.
Newports.
Oh my gosh. All right. So here's the thing, right? I grew up with parents who like to gamble. And I was taught to like stay away from drugs and alcohol because my brother had a history of it, but my parents, they were A-okay with gambling, right? And then I grew up to really enjoy gambling. Like, I mean, it's my vice, obviously. Did you at any point ever feel like, oh, this is pretty cool? Like, especially like, I guess like Abby, because like you were out there more with your mom and that. Did you ever feel it becoming like getting that twinge or that? I mean, I don't even know how to describe it like that.
No, because I'm cheap.
Exactly what Mom said.
I mean, I would walk in with $20, and as soon as I had 30, I'm like, "Let's pack your shit up."
I wish I was cheap.
Hang on, sorry,
Now,
my dog.
Anna, and on Christmas, did you purposely fuck with your mom by not scratching scratch offs until later on in the day, or did you do that unconsciously?
No, that was just like kind of my thing. Like every time I got a scratch off, I just never played it until like months later when I remembered I had it.
Months.
How many comments we get?
Self-control is admirable.
Not me. Not me. I told you I was cheap. I'd scratch that shit and be like, "Did I win?" Because if I won $5, that's $5 more than I had.
No, I never did.
Okay.
I thought it was good luck.
Is it my turn for another?
Look at that.
It's my turn for a question.
Okay, I'm next after her.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies.
So, my question is, I have a separate question for each kid. So, Abby, this is a serious question.
Hang on 1 second. I gotta fuss at Ranger. He's being an ass.
Okay. Anna, I'm going to ask you then.
Okay.
Anna, the first time that you went into one of the sweepstakes parlors, was it what you thought? Were you afraid?
It was a lot different than I thought it was going to be, honestly, because I thought it was going to be like more of what I had seen. Because like whenever we'd go to like Cherokee and stuff like that, you'd like look over and it was like real legit machines. I was not expecting like PC monitors and like computers and the ghetto ass shit they had in there.
Oh, Billy. Appalachian.
Not what I was expecting. No,
That's
I
fair.
hated it.
Abby, are you good for a question?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry.
Okay. So when you started the job that you're in now, and you would run calls to these types of places, did it make it worse that your dad and I were gambling there?
I mean, I remember one time specifically where I told you guys I didn't want to go anymore, or I didn't want you to go anymore. And that was tough. That was really hard. Other than that, no. But the thing is I never really like. You hear commercials and stuff for a gambling addiction, and it's just kind of like
in one ear, not the other.
exactly because I didn't know what it looked like.
I meant the safety side of it, like where you're running calls for people who have been killed or hurt. And in the back of your head, you know that your mom and dad are sitting in one of those places.
Yeah, like a murder.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
why
that was harder.
Okay. Yeah. All right. My turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me know, and I know it was the three of you. How much trouble, or when did y'all, like, when they went gambling, were y'all like, okay, we're going to have a party and call all your friends, and all your friends come to the house and y'all had a big party? Tell me how much trouble you got in. Did you ever get caught? Did y'all ever get caught doing anything?
You think we're
I
a lot cooler than we are? Is the
Yeah, I
problem?
was terrified of getting in trouble constantly. So I never did anything like that until I was like 17. And I still didn't get in trouble because I was like
Me and
older.
my sisters got in trouble all the time. Aren't y'all like 2.5 years apart?
Me and Anna.
Yeah, but
Y'all are like,
5-ish, 4.5.
Yeah.
wow. Think about it, though. I don't believe it. The three of you have gotten your necks pulled up and gone, all three of you in trouble. I want to know
Nope.
when.
Abby, what about the time that I was at the casino? Her dad and I were at the casino, and I had Abby. Why don't we tell them what happened here?
Okay, this is your fault for being gullible, but I had friends over, and there was a bottle of Tito's in the fridge, and we drank it all, and I was like, oh God. So what we did was I threw it on the kitchen floor, and I was like, Mom, I accidentally broke your Tito's. That don't happen. Those bottles are a lot harder to break than that. So I sure did. I threw that thing on the floor.
Fell for a hook, line, and sinker, just like them
Yeah,
games.
she sure
That
did.
is genius. Are you kidding me? That's genius.
They were so good. I never expected any kind of bullshittery like
I
that.
put some water on the floor so that it definitely looked like it spilled.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's just slurring the words.
Anna, thank you for
Oh,
being the one that followed directions.
Yes.
Never.
Anna, you didn't ever do any.
Never. Not until I got older. And like like the first time I ever like drank was like after I had already like been around like my family and drank with them.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Okay.
And it only happened like once.
The problem child was really the middle one. That's why she's not here.
Okay. The first time I ever got in trouble, it was with Emma. So
See, right? I rest my case.
I believe it.
Rita, it's your turn for a question.
Okay. At any point, do you ever get so mad at your parents for going and leaving you to gamble that you thought about calling the cops and having the parlor raided while they were there to teach them a lesson?
okay.
It's so hard to answer that seriously.
Okay. I never thought about having it shut down while they were there.
Fire tonight.
There were times where I'd be like, can they please just shut this shit down? Like, I am so sick of this. Like, I wouldn't understand why they were still open, how they were still open, and it just sucked, really, because they were gone a good bit. But I mean, at the same time, it was always, well, that's mom and dad's thing. They're spending time together. So, I mean, didn't know any better. I just thought that they had a lot of date nights.
My parents went everywhere. They never stayed home ever. They were always in something. I am still so fucking tired from them dragging me around our whole childhood. But if there was a casino here, that's what they would have done.
I have to say, at the time, I didn't know it was a terrible addiction either. Like, I just, your dad and I were there a lot. And, like you said, like that was our thing. There was really nothing to do around here. And I didn't see it as a problem. I didn't see it as a problem until
you saw the problem.
Until much later, until I was borrowing money from you girls all the time. I was borrowing money from your grandparents, and then I knew, and I'm sorry. I mean, that I can tell you I'm sorry 1,000 times, and it'll never be enough. But we went into it very naive. We really did. I never ever thought it would turn into what it did.
I think there's stuff to do around where, well, you live now, not me anymore. But there's stuff to do, but when you've been there so long, it gets boring. And every time you walk into a gambling hall, it's different.
Well, you never know what you just said, what it looks like. I never thought it was a real sickness, illness. I never thought that. So and I hear it so many times when a new person comes on, they're like, I didn't even know this was a real thing, all the time.
I always thought it was like people who had, like, who were on the street, and as soon as they got $1, they were running and buying a scratch off. I didn't realize it is what it is.
I didn't even think that at all. I mean,
Yeah.
I went to Vegas a lot, but it was when I got to the point where I couldn't cope. And, it does get that way to where you're kind of like, all right, can't handle this, so I'm gonna do this.
Mm-hmm.
And Misty had a little bit of that.
Do you feel like I can only promise you today. I can't promise you I'm not going to gamble tomorrow, but I can promise you I'm not going to do it today. But do you think now, knowing what you know, seeing me in the addiction and seeing me in recovery, would you be able to spot it if I were gambling again?
Yeah.
Good question. Good question.
100%.
Good question. What would you see?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was like as soon as you, well, not maybe like as soon as you stop, but like shortly after, it was like a whole different person. Like a whole different person.
Wow.
How so?
You work less, you're happier, you spend more time with everybody. Like that's exactly how it is. And like I feel like if I saw you, like because I have your location too. Like if your location went off, or like I saw that you left the house late at night, I'd be checking it. And it's like, I don't know. Like I know sometimes you need to work more, but like it was so different. Like people at work ask me, they're like, "Where is she? Where is she?" And I'm like, "Don't know." And it didn't used to be like that.
Yeah.
I would say it would be tougher for me because I don't live with you anymore. But Anna said exactly what I was going to say is I have your ass on Life 360. I know where you're at, ho. I'll come get you.
You know I'm always stalking you anyway.
You have your dad on 362? I mean, okay.
Everybody.
Remember, it's a 50.
Nobody's safe. You're all getting stalked.
Everybody is.
You want my location, Anna?
Sure.
All right, I got you.
Stalk you too.
All right, I love that. I love that.
All right, boom, your turn. I think. Is it?
Go ahead, Misty.
No, it's your
You
turn,
wanna-
Francie.
Oh, it's
Okay.
my turn. Okay, so Abby,
Mm-hmm.
remember you had a bit of a hard time
Yeah.
at first. Was it because of the shock? And let me tell you, I love her. She's awesome. So when I'm asking you this, we want this to help somebody else. So what was it that were you just shocked or?
I think I was hurt.
Yeah.
Or I was hurt and I was mad because I'd say up until relatively recently, I mean, we joked about how I got in trouble and stuff, but I was an angel child. So to me, everything my parents said was damn near holy. So
Yeah.
I put them on a pedestal big time. And then to have that pedestal come crashing down is very hard.
Yeah.
So, because I mean, I would give them money, obviously, and I always thought that it was to keep the water and the lights on and stuff like that, and it was, but it wasn't for the reasons I thought it was. I thought it was mom and dad are misplacing $100 here and there, so I'm gonna give them 300. Not mom and dad spent $700 on Main Street and now they're in a hole. I didn't think that's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then to hear, there was one story in particular. Mom, is it going to bother you if I talk about it?
No, I'm okay. I want you to be completely comfortable.
Yeah, you could take a pass.
The wedding ring
Oh yeah.
is what got me. Because I remember I was told that it had been sold to buy us medicine. So, and there was 2 pieces of jewelry that my mom had that we cared about. It was her wedding ring and her necklace. And so I found out what really happened to the wedding ring when the podcast came out. And what hurt me so bad was that I was told the same thing the owner at the pawn shop was.
Both of y'all were told it was from medicine.
Mhm.
Yes.
I was not told that.
That's a good one, Misty. You
I
know
was
what?
told it was misplaced and didn't fit no more.
I was destroyed.
That's her biggest one too. And so many women, God, I want to say like 95% of them have gotten rid of a wedding ring. We had a friend whose mother was gambling right next to her, and the woman had a stroke and died, and our friend kept playing.
It's not funny, but it's like
They had to come and
it's funny because
they were fighting over her machine. It's just weird addiction is, you know?
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Especially
my biggest regret out of all of the money lost. Like if I could if I could go back and take all the hurt and all the shame and all the embarrassment and feel it all again, if it meant that you guys were never hurt, if I had to live with it every day the rest of my life, I would. Because that was my biggest regret was hurting you guys when it all came out in the open. But I knew when I came into recovery, I didn't really know about recovery. I knew I needed help. And I knew that I had told you guys so many times, oh, we're not gambling. Oh, we're going to try to stop gambling. But I never sought help. I always just tried to do it on my own, and I just couldn't do it on my own. But I didn't know all of the emotions that would come out, not just from myself, but with everybody when I stopped. And, I would like to think I was a good mom to you guys. I know I lied about money. I did lie about money. But I still tried to put you girls before everything, before everything, before myself. I put you girls before your father. And I just did not realize that it hurt so bad. And that's what sucks. But the one thing is I'm really glad that I'm in recovery because you guys see it. You saw the addiction. You're seeing the recovery process. And like you grew up with someone that we all loved very much that was addicted. And I know that there are certain things that you still don't do or do because you don't want to go down that path. And Abby, I believe I told you at Christmas, it starts with you. It starts with you guys, like I'm so grateful that my grandchildren will not know me as a gambler. Like, you guys are breaking the chain of addiction, of the curse, the generational curse. I'm sorry. I wasn't going to get upset, but when I talk about you kids, I can't help it. Probably because you're looking at me right now. That's what I'm thinking.
it's harder for
Do I need
her.
to get closer?
So,
Well, thanks, girls. Is there anything you want to tell your mom?
Oh, I got more questions.
Okay.
Guess we're wrapping it up. No. But anyway, I remember, guys. Your parents, even though they're parents, and it's like It's like when you saw your teacher outside of school. Your parents are still they're human. I mean, it's hard to believe, but at least they got this out of the way, so now they can be awesome the rest of their lives. And they were still awesome in between that disease, believe me, because they found their way out of it. That's how awesome they are. Did I? What about your aunt? Did you? Did you notice your aunt? What the fuck is this?
It's the baby. It's a naked baby.
Huh?
Question.
Francie's got this thing about with.
I'm surprised
Much
the
of
hand
our life
haven't
we're
come out.
not so different, so different, her and I. But it's one of her prank toys. Yes. Anyway, I digress. Back. Did you worry about your aunt? Did you ever your aunt? Did you?
Mm-hmm.
About her gambling?
Yes.
Oh, I saw it firsthand. 100%.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I nailed her to the wall before I had my parents, before I
Really?
understood what they were doing. Oh yeah. Because I would get off work and she'd say, "Well, why don't we go to this gambling place?" Sure. I would be I don't give a shit. You're giving me money to go. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
So we'd go and I'd spend a little bit of my money, but she would dump $300 into a machine
She quit.
and leave so pissed and be like, "We're going somewhere else." And then she'd put more money into a machine and she'd win $200 back. When $200 to me, I'd be like, "Hell yeah!" But she's already put in $500, so she gets back 200, and she's like, "So, oh yeah, I had her nailed. I knew."
Okay. What about you, Anna?
No idea.
Sometimes it's gonna be in the baby. Sometimes it's gonna be in the baby.
I was too young. Like, I just didn't know.
She's like, wait, what? What?
I had no clue.
We got
Like,
a
I know
problem in
now.
this family? What? We're dysfunction?
We had no idea.
So we're just hanging out with
Recently-
Rita France or Miss Anonymous.
Recently, it started, like, I could tell, like, whenever my parents would go and they'd be like, "Oh, Stacy's coming with us." So it would be like, okay, well, does Stacy need some help too? Or what?
I'm not a little nip. You know what I mean? And I was like, I don't think the baby should be with us. Okay, now, Abby, have you ever resuscitated Smiley? Brought him back from the dead?
Smiley
Who?
Yes,
The security guard at
the,
Dyson.
at Dyson.
we have a
Don't
real,
look at- You don't look at things like Smiley. No.
we like to keep tabs on him.
Yeah.
And Anna, did you have a favorite slot YouTube channel that your mom would view?
What was that gay guy's name?
Brian Christopher.
Brian Christopher.
Always goes back to Brian Christopher.
He was my
Yes.
And
Or what's that other guy's name?
Vegas low roller.
Vegas low roller. Mhm.
and then just one last question. My last question. Do either of you or your other sister have you all talked or discussed any concerns about the new crew of people that your mom and dad are running around with and letting into your home and spending their evenings on podcasts with recording?
Briefly, not really like a discussion, but like
it hasn't talked about it. Okay, yes.
Well, like you guys will like be on the Zoom and I'll walk in and I'm like, yay! Like, excited.
My new profile pic. Hold on, I'll get it for you. You're gonna
Oh
die.
boy.
I know, it's so good. To do it over here though.
I promise to take good care of her while she's here.
Okay, good.
Francie's
you
on her
better.
own, but
Yeah, better.
Anonymous is on her
I
own.
got her location. You better watch out.
Yep, we
Good
got
thing.
to look.
Okay. There we go.
All right, we're back.
So, Abby, you told a story on Sunday about something that you had seen about a woman who had come into an amount of money. And
Oh my God.
I want to hear I want you to tell Francie and Rita about this. And Anna.
Okay.
Anna wasn't there.
Okay, first of all, you probably took it pretty seriously, and I just thought I was a dumbass. But so
No, I thought you were a dumbass.
Okay, good. So I saw this thing about this woman posted on TikTok, and she was like, "If I hit the lottery, I wouldn't tell anybody, but there would be signs." And I guess she was a recovering addict, and she like put herself in positions where she looked like she was on drugs. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, what if mom and dad hit the lottery? What would they do with the money? And I got worried. And then I was like, they can't hit the lottery. That's the whole fucking point. Is that they can't hit the lottery.
That's the whole point.
Yes, that's the whole point.
You know, it
Yeah.
does take that dream away, though.
It
Like,
is,
I
it
think,
is, it's a little bit sobering. I gotta
yeah.
say that's the hard part.
If I hit the lottery, I'll give to y'all's nonprofit.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you.
I'm totally a dream weaver. I don't know. I live in a different world,
I don't
and
know.
I hate it.
I've
Yeah.
never enjoyed gambling ever, not even like scratch
Oh
off
my
tickets, none of
God.
it. But I fantasize about hitting the lottery constantly.
Me
Don't even
too, and
play
I
it.
don't even play.
I don't
Even
play
the
it, and I
people
think
that
I'm like,
hit
if
it,
I had this much money, I
you
would
know,
do
there's
all
not
this and
one.
this and this, and
I don't
nope.
think
I
there's
will
one
say,
person. I Googled it one time, like who lost the most amount of money, and it was that Oriental trading guy.
mhm,
Remember that magazine for the parties and all that? And his dad had worked up that company and left him billions, and he
mhm,
lost every bit of it. And he's the one who's lost the most.
Oof.
I remember watching that show, the Curse of the Lottery, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
these people are fucking nuts. But I am these people. That would be
Yeah.
me. I would not be able to
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
Um,
I've won enough that that would be considered a very large jackpot, and
Yep.
it, it yeah,
did
yeah,
it make it
it was
easier
it
on
was
you guys when I would come home with a stack full of money and give you, were you like, "Ah, fuck it, it's not so bad
Yeah,
to
I
get
get over it real damn fast.
Yeah, a little
okay.
bit.
quit
Uh,
tomorrow,
Yes,
Thomas
but
Mom. Quit tomorrow.
at the same time, she'd hit like $1,500, and I'd be like, "You only give me $20."
Yeah.
Not true. I would give you more than 20.
Not
Okay,
true.
I'm
but
for
my thing
Anna.
is, like, I have a friend whose mom went to the same place as them, still does. And like my friend and I would talk about like whenever one of our moms would win, we'd be like, I got $50 tonight.
You knew something was coming your way.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's so cool.
Or
Yeah.
I would call them and be like, my mom just told me that your mom gave her $100 because she won.
Do that
That made it a
too.
little bit easier on me though, having someone else in the same position though.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Especially like my best friend being in that same spot. It was really nice.
Hmm.
that is that is cool. That is really cool. Um, well, guys, I mean, this was awesome. I hope you guys um didn't feel awkward or anything, and
No,
I really hope you're really proud of your parents, man. They they're just incredible humans, and I know I'm blessed to know them, and I'm blessed to know you guys because they raise some good girls. You're fun to be around.
thank you.
Thanks.
So fun.
Make you feel better.
So fun. We'll tell Emma we missed her. And okay, what do we do at the end,
So,
Miss?
Francie, so what are you going to do to stay
I'm
off the
gonna
bet?
do whatever it takes. What are you gonna do, Rita?
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever.
What's up, guys? It's Rita Boom here, just telling you if you enjoyed this podcast, get on there and leave some comments. All right, whether you liked it, you didn't like it, if it's good enough of a comment, we're gonna read it online. Know why? Because it helps our algorithm. That way, we don't have to charge anybody anything crazy like that. So, again, leave the comments. We'll read them online, and boom, boom, boom. Don't place a bet today, okay? All right.